I was overwhelmed by the administration of the baby's care. I mean, just I call it the business of the baby. You know, from ordering supplies and keeping on top of his meds and understanding what all of those meds do and knowing the dosages, and just, it was not, the care each piece by piece was doable, but when I put it all together and then brought this little fragile baby home, it was extremely overwhelming and hard to not just stop and be, you know, feel the weight of that.
To me, the biggest challenge was to share my baby with so many people. Since I was pregnant, I had this vision of me with my baby every single day, every single moment, just enjoying a newborn. That's what every mom gets. Well, at least that's what I thought. And then he's born, and here comes this doctor, and there's this another doctor, and then take him to the hospital and therapists, and I was like, I barely have a moment alone with him, to have him for me, just to look at him and play with him. And for me, that's been one of the, I have learned to live with it now, but at first that just broke my heart. I was like, I felt like my baby wasn't even totally mine. And then home nursing came, and I was like, what? A nurse in my home? Why? I can take care of my baby. Now I am grateful for it. It's a big help. It really, really takes a little bit of weight off you, but still, that was one of the most hard things, having to share your little baby with so many people.
I don't really have time just to be his mom. You know, like at the end of the day, when I'm done doing all the case management, like I'm too tired to be a mom, just to enjoy him.
I had no control over his fragile, critical body, that I couldn't save him. I couldn't. There was nothing that I could do that was going to make him stay alive. And I had to fight with myself to tell myself that he was in the best hands. And he was.
The unknown and the bad situations, because we ended up with a lot of times where we were in the hospital under some pretty serious problems, and I think that was the hardest for me. Just not knowing what was going to happen, not knowing how long we were going to be here, how often my kids were going to be separated from us. It was just a lot of time spent in the PICU and a lot of time spent away from my family.
I don't know, like they said, everything has to be on a scheduled time, you know? I mean, like for Camden, it was like 7 p.m. was the time he had to go on, so I had to make sure my other kiddos had what they needed to have before it was 7, and I was a single mom also, so I was trying to take care of, you know, 2 kids and then also take care of my dialysis kid at the same time. But so yeah, it was all about scheduling, and you know, the meds, you have to make sure all the meds and stuff are given on time, because then you start freaking out. Oh my God, I'm like 5 minutes late, you know?
Right.
Oh no, I gotta watch the clock, and you're always watching the clock, you know? So
Yes.
I think that was the most difficult thing.
I always wanted to be there for him. I always wanted to care for him, but at the same time, I had to still work because I had to pay bills, a place for him to lay his head. So the biggest challenge is balancing work and caring for your child. It was pretty hard. I was on the verge of losing my job. They just didn't seem to understand. No matter how long I worked there, they didn't seem to understand what I was going through.
It's not hard for me to say kidney. It's hard for me to say dialysis.
Were you on dialysis?
Oh, I just said it.